back to my channel. There's so many new exciting things. Do you notice? Ta-da, ta-da. I'm gonna hit my head on the leaf, but it's cool because rewind. I released the first video and I took a couple different friends' feedbacks into accommodation, and thank you to Chelsea for helping me with the decor a little bit, and I'm so excited to do episode 2. Episode 2, yeah! Okay, so this week's episode of Cocktails and Cocktails is about the Tinder swingers. I know, like, there's that show on Netflix that was like the Tinder Swindler. I can't even talk. I'm so excited about the background. Okay, so it was about the Tinder Swindler. So I can't use that because of copyrights and all that fun stuff. So I did the Tinder Swingers because it's very appropriate. And wait until you guys hear what I have in store for you. So we have 3 dudes that we're gonna talk about this time. Beans, the Doppelganger, and Starburst Bad Boy. It's already going to be a great episode, but let me get my top cocktail for Cocktails and Cocktails. Okay, I got my drink right here. Okay, so this week I am drinking just a vodka water with a little bit of Mio in it. But before we get into the episode, I wanted to say that I met these guys on Tinder, right? I downloaded Tinder. I think I lasted a total of 6 days. Yeah, it's so bad. I downloaded it in hopes of, again, finding a relationship, connecting with humans, all this other fun stuff. And then after my experiences, I was like talking to my brother about it, and he was like, you downloaded a hookup app when you're looking for love. He's like, probably not the best idea. I was like, all right, you're probably right. Let's delete it. So I downloaded it again in hopes of like finding my person, finding my like Mr.Right, whatever it is, and then getting all the Mr. Wrongs. Like, man. And again, I lasted like 6 days on it, and I deleted it because it was just way too much, and yeah, couldn't do it. Okay, getting into it. Date number 1 with Beans. First of all, why we nicknamed him Beans? It's not like a we thing. This is like a random thing. Because I honestly didn't know what to give this guy a nickname for, and we only had 1 date. And then I kind of cut it off, but back into it. Even one of my friends is like, I don't know, what's his horoscope? I said, I don't know. When I'm on 1 date with him, I don't know what his horoscope is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But getting into the story, I'll kind of like go back and address why I called him Beans. A coworker actually helped me come up with the name of it because basically he spilled too many beans after the first date, and it was so funny, and we met at a coffee shop, so it's just appropriate and fun stuff like that. Let's take a social. Ta-da! Okay, cool. Okay, so I met this guy Beans at a coffee shop right by my house actually, and I was actually surprised. There was so many green flags with this guy, and I was like, if this is Tinder, this is the greatest thing ever. You know, it's like, I don't even need a Tinder date after this because like there's so many green flags with this guy. His energy was high. He's very like outgoing. He's personable. He's experienced. He's like in his mid 40s. You know, he also used to own 2 gyms in Arizona, and I love that because I love anything that I can like grow with, and I have been throwing the idea of opening a gym too. So I'm like, cool, even better, a learning experience while I like partner up with someone. It's a win-win situation, right? So like the date itself actually went really well. Like we are going back and forth, flowing about questions, like about life experiences, this and that. Maybe I should turn off my dryer. I just thought about this and I did not do a test. I'm gonna keep going. All right, so the date itself is like, again, super fun, like really laid back, easy. He's easy to talk to. Even as soon as he saw me, he was like, come here, big bear hug. And I was like, yes, only because that's my energy too. I feel like I'm up here, and I like people that are up here because we're all up here. You know, like I don't want a Debbie Downer, but at the same time, I also probably should use someone that calms me down a little bit, because if I'm up here and you're up here, then we're never gonna get anything accomplished. But anyways, so the date itself actually ended up really well. We actually planned for a second date to happen. I left and then I went to the gym and did my whole thing after that. And then we were kind of playing the questions game at that night. You know, like, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite life experience? Blah, blah, blah. And if you know me, one of my favorite questions is about bucket lists, right? I feel like when you ask someone what their bucket lists are, it's almost, it gives you a sense of like who that person is, what they're hoping to accomplish in the future, and what else are they looking forward to in this life, right? So my favorite question again is like, give me 3 things on your bucket list. Right, he comes back and he says, you know, like the first one has to do with his hobby, which is like drag racing and stuff. He wants to hit like a certain mile per hour per distance, which is cool. Like again, hobbies are cool. You know what I'm saying? Like we all have them. Good. That's a good life goal. The second or bucket list life goal to me is the same. Whatever. We'll get into that. Number 2. He wanted to travel more, like go to like 10 more different countries. And I was like, that's cool too. Like I love traveling. I love learning culture. One thing for me, I speak Spanish and I also want to speak like 3 other languages, 4, I want to learn 5 total. But like, I love that. So I appreciate anyone that has a sense of curiosity of like what the other side looks like. I appreciate that. And number 3, I want an MFFF foursome. What? Yes, you had me until we hit 3. You know what I'm saying? Like we were so close, and then 3 it was like a swerve. You know what I'm saying? At first when I saw, because this is an over text message, right? Or going back and forth. At first it took me a minute to figure out what MFFF was. I was like, what does that mean? And I was like, oh, that's a gender thing. Oh, basically you want to hook up with 3 more chicks at the same time. Sorry, sir, you're probably not my forever person at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? That's not, I understand. Okay, listen, I understand that people have fantasies, right? Like, we all have fantasies. That's why where I work works. That didn't make sense. That's why where I work, where I go to work, works. You know, like it makes up the fantasy. I bartend at a strip club here in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand the fantasy. I understand that. Oh, we're, you know, like everyone has fantasies. I get it. But like if you put that in your life goals, like first of all, you're in Vegas. You can a couple racks. You can make that happen. You know what I'm saying? But like if that's what you're aiming for, if that's what you're striving for, if that's one of your life goals, like this is not gonna work out because I do not want that. Maybe I'm like old school and I'm traditional and maybe I'm more like focused on one person, but like I am content being with one person for the rest of my life. That's actually what I'm looking for. That's actually what I want in a relationship. I just want one person for the rest of my life. I don't need any other companies of any other people because that one person can fulfill me. I'm already fulfilled as a human, as myself, right? And I'm just looking for a partner to like expand that, like question my beliefs, question what I think, and like let's have conversations about it. Like let's scratch the surface, let's go deep involved. You know what I'm saying? And after he told me that, I was just like, it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, no judgment. You know what I'm saying? Like to each its own. I just at that point, you're not my person. Because I do not wish to have any type of 3-somes, 4-somes, 5-somes, whatever it is. I'm good. I'm good. Oh no. Okay, moving on to guy number 2, the Doppelganger. This one broke my heart, guys. This one got me a little bit. This one, yeah, and if you're my friend, and you already know that this one got me a little bit. Okay, so I met with this guy, number 2, called the Doppelganger, and the reason we call him the Doppelganger is because he looks exactly like my gay best friend. He acts like their personalities are amazing, they're lovable people, like exactly like my gay best friend, and I was like, I can't stop calling you Martine. So for this, he is called the Doppelganger. Him and I decided to meet in a restaurant in Summerlin, right? So we went up to like a lunch date, so something super casual, little easy fun thing, and he checked so many boxes for me. So many boxes. My dog is like sneezing and itching. Perfect timing. Anyways, so we met at this place in Summer, and when I met him, his energy was great. He's very like outgoing. He's goal oriented. He started his own company during COVID. He works a lot. He's got a great work ethic. He also speaks a little bit of Spanish. He also like wants to learn other languages. Culture is exciting to him. He's traveled. He's like world traveled. All of a sudden, it's like so many green flags, so many, and I was like, oh my gosh! Again, if this is Tinder, my second date, I'm winning all around because like this guy seems great. We actually bonded over, there's like one thing that we bonded over specifically. It was over Yacht Week, right? Because my friend Rio and I were gonna go to Yacht Week, but it was around the same time Miami, our Miami trip was already booked. And by the time we left for Yacht Week, it was like 2 weeks gone, and then like 2 days back, and then like gone for another week. And I was like, you know, that's just kind of a lot, you know? So her and I decided not to do the whole Yacht Week thing, but he mentioned it that he was going, and I was like, oh, I'm totally familiar because I was gonna go too. And it's like in Croatia, it was in Croatia this year, and how exciting, right? So we bonded over that. We bonded over like a couple different like traveling experiences and fun stuff like that, because I love, you know, like South America. Obviously I love Latinos and Latin music and stuff like that. If you know me at all, I dance to bachata and reggaeton like every Friday because it's my thing. But anyways, so we bonded over so many things. And again, I love your work ethic because I'm a workaholic myself. I love that you're goal oriented because you are always gonna work towards something personally, and that's what you bring to the table, because I'm the exact same way. So and again, when you're dating someone, you kind of want to like date someone that you also see as yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to date a similar version to me so that we can push each other to the best potential that both of us have, right? So anyways, we even planned for like a second date and a third and all this other fun stuff before he left for Croatia. And I liked him so much. Like we talked about psychology, we talked about, you know, like goals, we talked about just so many different things. And again, breath of fresh air. It was so great, so amazing. Love this date. Right. I think going in, that was on like that was like a middle of the week kind of thing. That was like a Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever. And then we planned to go out on Saturday there was like this lounge by our apartment. He actually lives really close to me. So we actually planned to go to a new lounge that opened up right down the street to go like check it out and stuff like that. It's a hookah lounge. I like hookah, this and that. But in the middle of that, I think, rewind a little bit. So he actually came over the next day, and I was like, oh, you like to read and drink coffee? Me too. You know, like I was like, do you want to read and drink coffee together at my apartment? Again, like I have this really cool rooftop upstairs. It's like non-invasive. It's not like too personal for like dates like that, because I feel like you have certain comfort zones, right? Right, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to bring a stranger into your home. So like we went upstairs. He brought over some like empanadas and coffee and like a bunch of little breakfast things, and it was so good, right? So we went upstairs and we're chilling, talking, blah blah, and he starts bringing up like apartments. And I was like, oh yeah, like I love my apartment. It's great. He actually lives in the sister property of my apartment, so he lives in a very similar situation. And he was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But I'm thinking about like looking at other places while my lease is up, or if I should just stay here until I want to buy something. And I was like, cool. It's like, I love my apartment, but my girlfriend actually lives downtown at this high rise, and I really, really like it. So I told him the name of it. He looked it up online. He's like, wow, it actually looks super dope. I said, you know what? And I'm a spontaneous person, if you know me by anything. So I'm like, you know what? Let me call her, see if she's home. We can go over there and you can check it out yourself, you know? Like, why not? Well, we have the afternoon free. You don't have a meeting until like 4, and by this time it's like noon, you know what I'm saying? Like, cool. So I call her, she's like, yeah, I'm home, come on over. So we spontaneously went over there, and it had like the funnest second date I've ever had, right? Like basically apartment shopping, but so fun. Like we're over here like talking and laughing and like going out of these apartments, and then like now my best friend is involved, and him and I just start doing like little flirty touches, you know what I'm saying? Like little grabs, little like hand nudges, you know, like little fun stuff like that. And I felt so comfortable with that because they're little touches that let me know that you're interested, and vice versa. Like I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna reciprocate that. So then he kissed me on the forehead, and like we went on our way, and then we made a date for that Saturday to go to that like lounge and stuff, right? And first of all, I just wanted to talk about like PDA real quick. PDA to me on a first or second date, like it is so case to case. I'm gonna circle back to this and get back to it later, but it's so case to case. I hate when a man has the expectations of like kissing someone on the first date. How? We're just meeting each other. We're just getting to know each other. Like, let's see if we can vibe as friends first and then move into something more romantic. You know, like I feel like that's how a lot of women operate, because we are such emotional beings and intellectual beings. I was gonna go that way. I was gonna go somewhere else with that. But we're just more emotional beings. We're like, open my mind up and you can have my body kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And on a first date, I just feel like it's so presumptuous to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna kiss on the first date, we're gonna hold hands, and now you can't talk to anyone. No, that's not how the world works. It's not how it operates. So don't expect a kiss on the first date when we're getting to know each other. That's just mind-boggling to me. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, sorry, that was a little rant. Go back. Okay, so then that was Thursday, and then Friday comes, and I was like, oh hey, you know, like I'm gonna go to my first Friday. We have like this thing called First Friday here in Vegas. If you're not familiar, it's like a little thing downtown. It's got like food trucks and dancing and bars, and it's just a lot of fun, right? And I've never been to it, and I was like, cool, I've been here for 4 years. I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna invite him too because I like him. So I invited him, and this actually was like very impressive to me. He was like, hey, you know, like we're going out tomorrow night, blah, blah, blah. I have a lot of work to do, so I kind of need to like buckle down and do this. He's like, you can have me for one night of the week. And I was like, I respect that so much, only because it shows more of your work ethic, and I'm the same way. So cool, great, on the same page, totally respect it. Perfect. I went out with my friends, had a great time, and I don't even think I had any drinks. I just drank water because I wanted to go to the gym the next day before work. And 9 out of 10 times when I go out and stuff, I don't really drink that much, only because the gym is so important to me. So even if I go out and I'm like partying with all my friends, I'm drinking water most of the time because it's fun and I don't feel like crap the next day. Hey. So anyway, I texted him around like 11 o'clock, and I was like, all right, well, like this was fun. Like, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. He's like, well, are you tired? And I was like, no, not really. Why? He's like, do you want to come over and check out our apartments? Because we talked about it. Again, we live in like sister properties, but I've never visited his apartment. Just to see like the differences. And just to give you a little background, my apartment building is like 5 years old. Well, his is like a year and a half old. Like it's newer, but it's the same company, it's the same layout, same colors on the outside. I think he's just got like more units to his. Like I have a mid-rise, his is like a high-rise, you know, kind of thing. So I was like, yeah, cool, I'm down. So I go over there. He's showing me around like the lounges, the pools, and fun stuff like that. And then like we go back to his apartment and just like start talking, right? And we're talking, like normal. Like I'm telling him about this crazy cab incident I had, which is insane, almost like a cash cab situation, which is so fun, by the way. And I won my question. I also won the little like Vegas token thing. So fun. Anyways, and then he like kind of drops a bomb on me. So he's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Croatia got brought up again. He's like, oh, so you know how I'm going to Croatia? I said, yeah, what's up? He goes, so there's something I need to talk to you about that. And I was like, what's up? He's like, so I'm kind of going with my ex. Okay, you want to talk about it? Like, what? Well, damn. So you're gonna go on a boat with your ex that's not over you, because you left some hints about that too, and you're gonna stay with her in the cabin for 2 weeks. Great. I probably know what's gonna happen. Great. So I just let him explain a little bit. He's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So in January, you know, like her and I might meet at a lifestyle event. I'm just gonna stop right there because that part's important. A lifestyle event. Okay, continue. We fell like really hard, really fast, blah, blah, blah. Really like this girl. We planned a trip. Now the trip's here. We broke up like a month ago, this and that. And I said, okay. Lifestyle event, you're a swinger. No! It like broke my heart into like 10 million different pieces. I was like, man, again, you can't be my forever person if I'm not gonna be good enough for you forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're always gonna want more to fun to play with and to experiment with people and things and all that fun stuff. And like, again, totally don't judge. Like, I understand that each person is different, blah, 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 but that's just not me, you know? And it was so heartbreaking. So we ended up going on our date, and like, that was always in the back of my head. So we kind of like stopped talking after that, only because I had to come to terms with it. I feel like if you don't face the red flags right away, especially when you're meeting someone, talking to someone, dating someone, that they're just gonna end up popping up later on the road, and you, when you're really invested, and it's gonna hurt so much more. So I was like, I have to stop talking to this guy because he's a swinger and I'm not down. You know? So just to recap for you, guy number 1 wants to mess with 3 chicks at the same time, and guy number 2 wants to mess with everyone. Like, why is this? Why? Where are all the traditional people that just want to get married to one person and have babies and live happily ever after? What are they? And moving on to guy number 3, Starburst Bad Boy. I really can't say that I put him in the roster, only because I swiped on Beans, Doppelganger, and Starburst Bad Boy, and then after I met Doppelganger, I kind of cut Beans and Starburst Bad Boy off. I'm upfront and I'm honest, you know what I'm saying? I can only talk to one person at a time. That's just me, that's just how I roll. It just gets overwhelming, and I'm a busy enough person as it is. And if I make time for you, if I try to at least reach out to you, you know what I'm saying? That's me trying, that's me putting an effort, right? So Starburst Bad Boy, his nickname is, my brother actually gave it to him because he just looks so sad, and not that, okay? Like, at first when you meet someone online, it's like their pictures, right? And I feel like I'm a catfish, but like the opposite, you know? Like, I feel like I look way better in person than I do in pictures and stuff, and I've been told that so many more times, right? But obviously the 21st century, you don't know what they look like. So this man was like posing kind of like that, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, well, maybe that's just how he poses for pictures or something. And I sent it to my brother, and he was just like, he looks so sad. He looks like Starburst Bad Boy. Like, you know, he dropped his ice cream cone as a kid and no one picked it up for him, you know? Like, just so sad. Like, I don't know, so I'm not sure what happened, and I'm so sorry, but you gotta stop looking like sad, you know? So I meet him in person. It's not how he poses, that's just how his face is. He's a sad looking guy. So there's no future for me in Starburst Bad Boy because I'm such a vibrant and happy person that I can't with Starburst Bad Boy. I'm sorry, there was no attraction there. I just can't do it, and we decided to be friends and stuff like that until he crossed the line recently, actually, and I was like, yeah, no, I just don't want to talk to you. But anyways, going back and wrapping up this episode real quick, I wanted to get feedback from the ladies this time. So I got so much positive feedback from both like guys and girls for this YouTube stuff, and I totally appreciate that. Thank you so much. It's helped me out obviously with my background, with things to say, talk about do's, don'ts, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I appreciate all of that. But this time I want to hear from the ladies and see like what your idea is for a first date. Personally, I think it has to be more casual, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're online dating, especially if you're just out there vibing. Like, let's see if we vibe, you know? Like, the name of the game, like the end goal is to find your forever person, right? So what is your forever person? Your forever person is gonna be like your best friend that you find attractive, that you wanna do intimate stuff with. I'm trying not to be vulgar again, but you get my gist of things, you know what I'm saying? So for me, like, a first date should be totally casual. It should be like, okay, let's go for coffee. Let's go for lunch. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be something fancy and spectacular because, like, to me, that's more romantic. And I want to share that with my person and, like, make memories with that person specifically. I'm not trying to spend, you know, like, $300-400 on a crazy dinner and then just realize that like there's nothing in between us. That doesn't make sense to me. It does not make sense. So and I get it, like other people are so different, and that's why I want to hear from the ladies. Like, what do you guys think is a good idea for a first date? Because again, to me, it's like, let's see if we vibe, especially like, let's see if you're a catfish. Let's see if you're not a catfish. Let's see if you're crazy. Let's see if I'm crazy. Like, see if we even match. Our energy matches, our goals match. Let's just figure that part out. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like coffee dates. That's why I like lunch dates, because I feel like they're fun. They're casual. It's like, it's not too much pressure. Let's talk. Let's chill. And then if there is another vibe, cool, we can plan something down the road. Like, let's go do something fun. Let's go see a movie. Let's go play paintball guns, which is something I've always wanted to do, and no one's ever taken me paintballing, probably because I look like a girly girl, And I am, 100%. But I'm also kind of a tomboy. Like, I like to go fast. I want to buy a motorcycle this year, and I jump out of planes every year, and I do crazy stuff like that because I'm an adrenaline junkie also. Anyways, going back to the whole dating thing. Here's more do's and don'ts that I came up with this episode. Again, this is like totally biased based on what I like. But what did I say? Men, make a plan. Make a plan. My biggest thing is when like, oh, they're like, I don't know, like we'll just hang out and like we'll see where it goes. No, that doesn't give me anything to look forward to. Be a man. Men, you like women that are feminine, right? Us women, we like men that are masculine. Go ahead, make the initiative. Hey, let's go have lunch at this place at this time. Cool, I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so hot to me. Take charge, take precedence. Like, I'm in. I'm all game. You know what I'm saying? When you're just like, I don't know, figure it out. Vibe and see how it goes. I mean, I can do that too, but like, that's not exciting for me. So if I feel like men, a big like do for you is like make the plan, make the initiative. Hey, let's have lunch at, like Doghouse, like Lazy Dog, whatever these restaurants are. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? Like, just make the initiative, make the plan, and that shows me so much effort, and that is very attractive to me. Another thing I put on my list is paying on a first date. I'm gonna actually put this towards a different episode because it has more to do with what I experienced this past weekend. So stay tuned for that. But there are so many things on TikTok that I totally relate with. But I think that women, you should offer to pay. And I do this every single time. I offer to pay for a first date as kind of like a test, and if you let me pay for the first date, then like, again, it goes with the like chivalry and masculine thing. Like, that's not attractive to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course I can. I live by myself. I take care of my 80-pound animal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do well for myself. I still plan vacations and buy my own stuff, and I can go out to eat, and if I wanted to, and I do want to, but like, again, it goes with the same, like, making a first impression. I also feel like women should not touch doors on the first date. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't touch any of the doors. Like, have a man be a man. Be a man. I don't know why it's so difficult. And my last point is the whole PDA thing. Again, we kind of addressed this a little bit towards the middle of the video, but the PDA thing to me is so important. Guys, do not have the expectations of like kissing or making any moves in the first date. This is to see if you guys vibe. This is to see if you guys can even be friends, because the whole point of having a relationship is to be friends first. Like, you want to marry someone, who are you going to marry? You want to marry your best friend that you can have fun adventures with, that you could be lazy with, that you could have like afternoons of talking, of not talking, like just spending time with your best friend that you also want to do other things with. That you want to have sex with. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it means. And there shouldn't be that pressure on the first date, on the first impression of like, oh, like, let's kiss and make out. No, I don't even know you. I don't want to kiss you. I feel like guys just have this I don't even know, this unrealistic expectation of, yeah, this is just how it should be, because I'm going to pay and be the man and you got to make out with me. No, sir. That is not gonna last. That is like F-boy mentality right there. And that is disgusting. Don't do that. So those are my do's and don'ts for this weekend. Thank you, episode, weekend, whatever. Same thing for me. Let me know what you guys think of this episode. Give me some feedback. Ladies, don't forget to put in comments about like what you think a good first date place is. And then I can kind of like talk about it in my next episode and stuff like that. Thank you so much for subscribing and tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week.